Tasha Eurich, Insight, Why We're Not as Self-Aware as We Think, and How Seeing Ourselves Clearly Helps Us Succeed at Work and in Life. Welcome to a journey towards self-awareness with Tasha Eurich's book Insight. Prepare to discover the essence of self-awareness through the two categories, internal and external self-awareness, and gain insights into the importance of understanding ourselves and how others perceive us. Dive into the 7 types of insight that contribute to self-awareness, uncovering what hinders us from becoming self-aware, and learn actionable techniques to develop internal and external self-awareness. Embark on this exhilarating exploration that will equip you with the knowledge to enhance your personal and professional relationships, make better decisions, and ultimately position yourself for success in work and life.
Insights to improve self-awareness. Self-awareness is the ability to know oneself and understand how others perceive us. It's an essential quality that leads to better decision-making, creativity, and successful relationships both personally and professionally. However, there's hardly any relationship between internal and external self-awareness. Developing self-awareness requires insight into one's values, passions, aspirations, preferred environment, patterns, reactions, and impact. Understanding our values, passions, and life goals is the first step towards self-awareness. Insight into preferred environments and consistent behavior patterns can help us avoid stressful situations and personalize our learning style. Recognizing emotional and physical reactions enable us to manage them under stress. Finally, understanding our actions' impact on others can help build better relationships. While developing self-awareness can be challenging, the reward is immense, and it's a crucial element for personal and professional growth. Blindness to self-awareness. The author highlights the 3 inner barriers to self-awareness and emphasizes the cult of self in our society that obstructs self-awareness. Do you have a boss who thinks they're a leader, but everyone else thinks otherwise? The author explains that a lack of self-awareness leads to such delusional behavior. This blindness to oneself's abilities arises from 3 obstacles: knowledge blindness, emotional blindness, and behavior blindness. While we measure our competencies according to our general beliefs, knowledge blindness occurs instead of evaluating our actual performance. People tend to score themselves higher if they believe they are generally good at something. Emotional blindness occurs when we are not conscious of our own feelings. Sometimes, we may perceive our happiness level by assessing our circumstances, but our response to such a question comes from a gut decision made at that moment. Behavior blindness happens when we are unable to see how our behavior appears to others. The author attributes this to the mismatch between self-image and the beliefs of others. Apart from these 3 obstacles, the author also paints a picture of a common societal obsession, the cult of self. People tend to be convinced of their specialness, and endeavor to acquire novel names, for instance, Eisender, Lux, or Sharpay. This cult of self is all set to make everyone feel unique. However, it's important to note that feeling special does not make one superior. Behaving as if one is better than everyone else may lead to resentment and an inability to cope with minor mistakes. In conclusion, individuals must recognize the existence of these inner roadblocks to self-awareness to grow and improve. The power of introspection. Introspection can lead to greater self-awareness, but it can also have negative effects. To use introspection successfully, we need a flexible mindset that explores various perspectives. Rather than asking why, it's more helpful to ask what kind of person we are, which allows us to name our emotions and recognize them. Overanalyzing positive experiences can take away their joy. Additionally, introspection's evil twin, rumination, can prevent insight and lead to depression. By avoiding these pitfalls, introspection can be a powerful tool for personal growth. Mastering mindfulness. Meditation is not a daunting task, as it is often perceived. The author suggests that for millennia, meditation has helped people increase their self-awareness, and it doesn't take much effort to do it. This book introduces 3 alternative techniques to increase your mindfulness and, with it, your internal self-awareness. Reframing, comparing and contrasting, and daily check-in are techniques that can be used to begin the journey into mindfulness. By taking the mindfulness approach, individuals can begin to observe their thoughts without judgment, gain self-awareness, and improve their happiness, health, and productivity. The author explains how these techniques can be used to analyze and interpret your own experiences. Reframing is looking at the bigger picture of one's experiences. Comparing and contrasting is to notice how thoughts, feelings, and behaviors have changed over time, while daily check-in involves reflecting on each day to identify areas of improvement. With these three techniques, anyone can begin to master mindfulness and increase their self-awareness. Self-awareness roadblocks. Achieving self-awareness requires overcoming two major roadblocks, the MUM effect and reluctance to seek feedback. The MUM effect refers to our tendency to keep silent about unpleasant truths. Meanwhile, we make excuses for avoiding feedback, believing it's unnecessary, seeing it as a weakness, or simply not wanting it. Overcoming these barriers requires courage and a willingness to seek feedback from multiple sources in a discreet manner. By understanding these challenges and taking specific steps to address them, we can gain a greater sense of external self-awareness and develop stronger relationships with others. Receiving feedback effectively. The book emphasizes on the best way to handle feedback, the 3R model. This model involves receiving, reflecting, and responding to comments. When receiving feedback, the individual must ensure to ask for clarification to fully understand it. Reflection involves considering the impact of feedback on their success and well-being. Action on feedback should be taken after consultation with colleagues, with framing the feedback as a strength as an option. Furthermore, to counter feelings of negativity towards harsh feedback, the individual should practice self-affirmation. The book also suggests accepting that certain aspects of one's personality can't be changed, and communicating it clearly with others. 5 Cornerstones of Collective Insight. Self-awareness is essential for individuals, but it's equally crucial for teams. A self-aware team knows itself and how others see it. To achieve this level of awareness, a team has to develop the 5 cornerstones of collective insight: objectives, progress, process, assumptions, and individual contributions. Regular assessment of these areas helps a team become more efficient and effective. To gain insight, a team has to ask the right questions and scrutinize issues from all possible angles. An assessment of objectives involves knowing the most significant goal of the team. Evaluating progress is asking how many units the team sold or new clients gained, and assessing the team process with a focus on improvement. It's critical for a self-aware team to understand how outsiders perceive their work through assumptions and strive to build and improve their image. Lastly, the team can gain insights by evaluating individual contributions by identifying the team members having the most significant impact. Building a self-aware team. To build a self-aware team, 3 areas to consider are role models, psychological safety nets, and a culture of evaluation. The team needs an authentic leader who sets the standards and acts upon them, creating an environment where team members feel safe to ask for help, admit failures, and raise criticism. It is also important to continually reinforce the 5 cornerstones of insight, not merely as a one-off solution. A regular day of honesty that encourages employees to be honest about any issues the company might be facing is one way to build a culture of ongoing self-awareness. Types of delusional people. The author of the book outlines 3 types of delusional people and provides strategies for dealing with them. The first type is the lost cause, who are unchangeable and can only be managed by minimizing their negative impact. The second type is the aware don't care, who know how their behavior affects others but disregard it. The author suggests using a humor technique called the laugh track to manage one's reactions to their behavior. The third type is the nudgeable, who are open to others' opinions but unaware of them. The author suggests helping them become more self-aware by sharing how others see them, which can lead to greater success in both personal and professional life.
As we conclude our summary of insight, We are now armed with the knowledge of the two facets of self-awareness and its consequent 7 types of insight. By recognizing the roadblocks to self-awareness and applying numerous techniques to develop it, we can work towards becoming more self-aware individuals, positively impacting our relationships, decision-making, and overall success in life. Eurich's book underscores the importance of both internal and external self-awareness, as well as the ongoing nature of this journey, encouraging us to persistently pursue holistic insight to achieve personal and professional fulfillment.